providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hello, everybody, and good morning to you. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday morning. Thanks for being here. It is Caregiver Crossing. This is a show that was created for family caregivers and the people who love them. If this is your first time joining us, thank you. Caregiver Crossing is a show brought to you by Joy's House, presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here with you every Sunday morning to talk about the joys and the pains, the highs and the lows of caregiving. Tina McIntosh is out today. I'm Terry Stacy, and joining us also is Meredith Howell. She is the Director of Development with VIPS. Meredith, hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. We'll find out more about VIPS in just a moment. Candace Hadaba is here. Candace.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Like Terry said, Tina is out, but she'll be back with us soon. You can find past podcasts and episodes of the show at caregivercrossingradio.org. And be sure to follow us and like us on Facebook. That's where you're going to be able to stay up to date in between shows. Thank you to those that are reaching out, Facebook, emails, phone calls. We love hearing from you. So if you have any ideas or suggestions of guests or topics that we should cover on the show, give us a call at 317-254-0828, or you can email Tina at joyshouse.org. So what's been going on, Terry?
Well, just a little of this and a little of that. Just been working hard, and the state fair is over.
It's done. That was my question.
That's over. That is nope. Ended on the 20th, and so things are okay and kind of falling back into normal now. So yeah, everything's great with me. I'm doing fine. You?
Good. Everything's been going good. We went to the Brickyard a couple weeks ago, so that was fun. And
was that your first time?
It's first time.
Oh.
This has been a year of first for me. It's my first time going to the 500. My first time to the Brickyard race and seeing all of that. So.
Is this just on a list that you have that you've been, or is somebody saying to you, "Hey, I like racing. You should too."
Yeah, his name is Doug.
I was wondering.
Yeah, he's definitely a big race fan. Even when he's been in the military for over 20 years, and when he was stationed away, he would come back every summer for the race, and that's his jam.
And for you now, is it the racing bug bit you yet?
No, I don't have any interest in it. I go to support him, and it's fun, while you're there, I guess, but it's not something that I need to do.
Wow, she is not happy about going to the races.
The repeating basis.
I love it myself. Meredith, are you a race fan?
I'm not a huge race fan, to be quite honest, but I love living in a city that supports it and gets so excited about it. And but no, I'm not a big race fan.
Okay, well, it's okay.
Hopefully the listeners don't hate me for that comment.
No, it's unless you're really exposed to it. I mean, you either love it or you don't.
Yeah, I'm not from Indiana, so I am from Michigan. We didn't have a lot of racing up there. So
when did you come here?
It's been, 20 years.
Was it a job that brought you here?
No, it was just I wanted to move somewhere after college, and Indy is where I ended up and fell in love and, was gone for a little bit, but then moved back. So It's got my heart.
What side of town do you live on?
We are in Franklin Township, so the southeast side.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you make this home.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you make this home.
Thank
and again,
you.
We're going to find out more about VIPS here in just a little bit. But until then, so have either of you sat before an artist and had them, paint you? Have you ever done that before?
I've done the caricature artist at Six Flags or Kings Island.
Sure.
Something like that.
This is such a cool thing. I was able to sit. Hancock County Arts Council invited me and some other radio personalities to an event on Saturday called a Face for Radio. A Face for Radio, and they had artists come from Ohio and Indiana and Illinois. There was a Kentucky artist that was painting me too, and 6 of them would paint each of us at a time, and it lasted 4 hours. And they could sketch, they could paint, they could use any kind of media, art, whatever they wanted to do, watercolor. And I was tired within 15 minutes and I wasn't even doing anything. But it was that's a long time.
Yeah.
I thought the list of basic, I can do this. But you have to sit exactly in the same spot. And when you get a break, they come and tape around you so that when you come back, you sit in that same spot and look at the exact same way. And I wanted to be so clever and tilt my head a little, which was stupid because after 15 minutes, I was like, wow, okay, this is going to hurt in a little while. But it was so much fun. And then each of the artists would show you what they painted, your portrait. And it was just the way that they saw me in different angles. And it was really an awesome event. I highly recommend it. And especially if you have a loved one, because this is a priceless gift. You know, if you've got a loved one that you're caring for, to have grandma or grandpa or mom or dad or whoever sit and have them painted, a one-of-a-kind art piece.
What's it called?
Well, this was from Hancock County. Their artists will do, or portrait artists will do this for you.
Okay, yep.
And did you get to keep any of those afterwards?
Then I could buy them in support.
Okay.
And so there's a couple of them that I did, and they were different and didn't look like me even a little bit, but they were what I wanted and unique. And I think it's a great, priceless gift that you can give to someone else to have that done. Do I have time to tell you about one more thing I heard about this art? This is so cool. There was a woman, I just read about this, a new mom. And for the baby's room, she had all the grandmothers and great-grandmothers all draw a flower. Everybody drew the flower. All the grandmothers, everybody drew one. And the little girl's name, she named her Daisy. And so she took all of the flowers that they drew and she put them into the shape of a bouquet. And then she had it framed. And so you had all the grandmothers' different flowers that they drew with the stems added and then put into a vase that she drew and then put that in a frame. And it's the coolest keepsake.
That's so awesome.
I think for that child, your child doesn't have to be named Daisy, but just to have grandmas and great grandmas all draw something and to keep as a piece of art. You know, I love art.
I think that's so cool.
It's just a great keepsake. It really is. It's something that child will have forever and ever and ever that her grandparents drew.
I've got a friend, Genevieve, who had a baby, Charlie, and her grandmother passed away while she was pregnant from COVID, actually. And before she passed away, she had her record saying, "I love you." Oh. And then I guess you can record that in a teddy bear. Now Charlie has a teddy bear that says, "I love her, I love you," in her great grandmother's voice. Isn't that awesome?
That is so sweet. Beautiful.
That's so sweet.
Wow.
I wish both of my grandmothers are still living, and Grandparents' Day is actually coming up here in the next month or so. So I think that'd be fun to tell some stories about grandparents.
I do too.
I love that.
I really do. I love that idea.
Yeah. I love it. All right. That was a quick segment. We've got to take a break.
Okay, go do it. We'll be back.
We'll be back. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus, Joyce House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joyce House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life regardless of their abilities. Learn more about our adult day and caregiver support services by calling us at 317-254-0828 or by visiting joycehouse.org today. That web address again is joycehouse.org. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after this. Welcome back. You are listening to Caregiver Crossing. My name is Candace Terri, and I'm in studio with Terry Stacy and Meredith Howell. Thank you for joining us. We've received several nominations for the Deserving Caregiver Award that's going on now through the end of September. Excuse me. This is a great way to say thank you to the caregivers in your life or that you know in the community. You can nominate them by sending an email with their name, contact information, and just a little short blurb about why you're nominating them to tina@joycehouse.org. You can also go to our Facebook page, and there's a flyer there with a QR code. You can nominate that way as well. And we've also received a couple of phone calls about the upcoming Teepa Snow presentation in October. So keep an ear out as those details continue to solidify. But that's going to be October 13th at the Shelton Auditorium on Butler campus.
Ticket information still coming.
Ticket information still coming. I should have that by tomorrow.
Oh, we're counting on it then. So you'll tell us in the next show.
I sure will.
Atta girl. Hey, we're living longer, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're all living. We're told we're living longer. I don't know if our quality of lives are better as we continue to age, but I think they are.
I like to hope so. I mean,
I
we're
like to
in
hope
the
so too,
age
but
of-
I feel like there's more people are living longer, yes, but with more illnesses. Because they're living longer, whether that's their sights are gone or sight is leaving them, or just a lot of illnesses and aging as we age. But we are living longer. Did y'all see that story of the woman who turned 101, or who is under 101, and she continues to work?
She's still working.
She's
I do
still
not want to
working.
work when I'm 40, let alone 101.
She's going. And maybe this is the secret, is that you just keep working. We had we'll talk about this woman in just a moment, but we had a guy that worked for the DNR till he was 102 years old.
Oh, wow.
And down in southern Indiana, he's passed away, but he still continued to live even after he said at 102, okay, I'm going to stop now. Working for the DNR, meaning he was on his feet, he was walking, he was, out in the wilderness, out in the nature, and he thrived. He really did. A veteran. But this particular woman, Jane Burns, she's working 9 to 5 at a Joann Fabrics, if they still call it that, the Joann stores in Mason, Ohio. And she's been doing that for 25 years. I always love the fabric store. I don't sew. I don't do anything, but I love going into fabric stores. It's kind of weird.
You get good ideas.
I don't even have any ideas. I just love fabric.
Are you artsy at all? You
I
like
think
art,
I am, but I'm not right. But but anyways, that's where she is. That may be also the secret, that she's in a fantastic store.
Yes.
And she continues to work. She's got she's got the secret. She says, when asked, what is it? What's the secret? And there's a lot to it, right? Eat in moderation. The stuff people tell you. Stay active. Don't let a health setback get you down. That kind of stuff. She still wears her makeup.
And perfectly, by the way.
And perfectly.
She was diagnosed with colon cancer in 95 and went through the surgery to have it removed because doctors caught it early enough and she didn't have to go through chemo. So I'm sure she was appreciative of that.
Yeah.
She says, take care of your body and your skin. She enjoys a regular beauty routine, and she uses moisturizer and makeup. And also, I think most importantly, is to seek out friends everywhere, not just in your group or in your church or your neighborhood, but make a friend wherever you go.
Yeah. And she's driving. She's still driving. She's driving herself to work every day. Pretty cool.
Well, and she says she loves working with people. So, being around the people that she works with.
That social
and,
part of it all is so important too. She looks great.
She looks fantastic.
Right?
does.
She looks great.
We'll link this article on our Facebook page so you can go see her and read about her story.
Yeah. I think maybe, just maybe, she has beautiful red hair. She might be even coloring it. If she still had her red hair today, that would surprise me. But isn't she beautiful?
She is.
Yeah. That beautiful red hair.
101. And she didn't use soap on her face growing up or when she was younger. I wonder why.
Well, when I was growing up, you didn't have many choices like you do today, but you just had your bar soap of Ivory.
Did you make soap yourself?
No, we just had Ivory soap. Well, I am not that again. What do you think I'm out on like Connor Prairie? I'm telling you, Meredith, when I talk to this young girl, she says to me the strangest questions. I'm never offended. I laugh, but she's so funny sometimes. She's like, did you make your own soap? And did you churn your own butter back then? No.
I know you're not that old, Terry. I know you're not
But you
that
make
old.
me laugh. You really do. It's a great story. I'm glad you brought that to the table again because she's worth bringing up. And people know people now that are 100 years old. It's a common thing to know people that are still doing fine at 100.
Yeah, that are still out and active, more active than people half their age, really. And I think it's because of one, they grew up taking better care of themselves than probably our younger generation now. But I think technology, like we said earlier, is probably helping them out a little bit too.
Hey, how much time do we have now?
Got about 4 minutes.
Okay, tell me when just to stop talking. And we're going to talk to Meredith about VIPs I promise you in the next segments. But The Golden Bachelor, do you watch The Bachelor?
I've never watched it, but I know of it. I've got
So The
friends that
Bachelor,
watch it.
in the next upcoming in September, is going to be the Golden Bachelor, who's 71 years old.
Oh,
Really?
And he's from Indiana.
well, then I might watch it.
He
I
was
will watch
introduced
that.
on Monday, and he was introduced in publications all over the place, but they actually brought him on the show on Monday, and he is handsome, and he was married for 40 plus years, has children, obviously, and grandchildren, and got a beautiful lake home wherever he lives here in Indiana. And the sweetest soul, and says, I'm never going to be able to find what I had with her. She passed away. But he says, but I'm looking for someone that I can spend the rest of my life with. That's a companion that I can, have everything that I need in a companion as I continue in this next chapter. Aww. And it's the most beautiful thing. And he's a beautiful human being. And I hope he finds somebody to fill that void that he has right now. And I think that's
So young and
You're
pretty
exactly right.
and that's not
Right.
necessarily what they're going for. So I love that.
They brought him out on The Bachelorette, which is on right now. And the men that have all been trying to find this love of their life with this Bachelorette that's been the star, they all stood up for him and applauded and said, we can learn from you. We can't give you any advice because you're going to do just fine. We can learn from you and the happiness you had with your wife for so many years.
So when do we meet the ladies?
The ladies, we'll meet them in September when that show airs.
Okay,
the show it's The Bachelorette, but it's an Indiana guy, so you kind of want to watch, even if you've never watched the series before.
Yeah, I may have to watch it.
Yeah.
I've got some
Gary.
diehard friends. Gary?
His name is Gary.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we could get him here on? Well, I guess
yeah.
it really doesn't fit the mold, but of what we do.
No, why not?
Well, listen, we're talking about it.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
We'll try to reach Gary.
Okay.
Cool. I like it.
Then I hope to come back.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Well, maybe we can do a video with them. That'd be so fun.
Maybe we could do our own Golden Bachelor contest on Caregiver Crossing.
We're going rogue, people. That would be fun, though.
We're so glad you're here. Terry, Stacy, Candace Hadabaugh. Tina is out today, but in her place is Meredith Howell. And Meredith is the executive Nope, am I doing it wrong?
Director of Development.
There we go. I put executive in there. She didn't want that in there. It is the Director of Development with VIPS. And you're also a mom.
I am.
To
Lola, who is 12, and Sebastian, who's 9.
Oh my goodness, they're growing up fast, aren't they?
Cool names.
Yeah. What's VIPS?
Oh, okay. So VIPS is Visually Impaired Preschool Services, and we are a nonprofit organization that provides early intervention services to infants and toddlers, so ages birth to 3, who are blind or visually impaired all throughout the state of Indiana. But we also have a location in Lexington and Louisville, Kentucky as well. But
Oh my gosh, when she sat down, she said we knew about VIPS, but she also has a background when she was in college and she did broadcasting. Mm-hmm. She did some broadcasting. And to go from there to what you're doing now here in Indiana, she's from Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm, I am.
Then how did that happen?
How did
you go from maybe thinking you might do some television journalism to what you're doing now with VIPS?
Well, I got involved because of my daughter.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's a connection.
My husband and I, we were living in Costa Rica at the time. We lived there I know. It was
What were you doing living in Costa Rica?
Well, so my parents owned a bed and breakfast, and we moved right next door, and we ran a retreat for people. And so after being there for a couple of years, we decided that we wanted to start a family, and so we brought Lola into the world, and that was the beginning of.
She's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, me? No.
Yeah,
Lola
you
is,
and Lola. So Lola was diagnosed with.
Okay, so at birth, we were in a Costa Rican hospital, and from the moment she was placed on my chest, I had always, heard about mother and child will make eye contact, and, she'll know she's mine, and I'll know all of that bonding would happen right away. And she didn't make any eye contact. It was like she was looking right through me. But I was in a, Spanish speaking hospital. I spoke Spanish, but not to the extent of, is my baby, something wrong with my baby's vision? And so we just continued on and went to a pediatrician appointment, and I started voicing concerns there that perhaps something was wrong with her vision. And they said, oh no, all babies are born visually impaired. It'll get better over time. And so, and then at about 4 months of age, she started having a rare and catastrophic form of epilepsy. She started having, 40 plus seizures and clusters all throughout the day and night. And so we knew something was going on. And then at 7 months of age, she was diagnosed with something called cortical visual impairment. And that is where the eyes take in the images, but the brain can't interpret them. And so imagine we're in Costa Rica, and we're supposed to, try to figure out what to do next for her, but they had early intervention there. And so we started with early intervention, and it was, a miracle to find the help that we needed there. But long term, we felt like we needed to bring her back to Indianapolis for care at Riley. And so when we moved back here, we got her enrolled with First Steps, with state's early intervention system. And she had physical therapy and occupational therapy and all of these therapies. But when I asked about her vision, there wasn't anyone that could address her vision issues. And so I knew that her vision was impacting every area of her development. And that time was of the essence, because with cortical visual impairment, the brain can actually learn to see. It can improve the vision can improve through challenging those neural pathways, especially when they're young. And so I just couldn't find anyone that could help us. And then finally, I came across this woman named Annie Hughes, who I had heard retired from the School for the Blind and Visually Impaired. And she came out to our home on a Tuesday and forever changed the trajectory of our lives. And that is why I now, am working for VIPS. It's why I am such the passionate advocate that I am, because I watched my daughter, have this expert come in and teach us how to, how do you bond with your baby if your baby doesn't look at you? How do you get her to crawl across the room if she can't see you? All of these things that, as a sighted parent, as an educated parent, as a person that had access to the internet and the library and all of these, resources, I just didn't know what to do for her. And so Annie came in and she taught us how to teach her, how to set up an environment that her vision that she had could thrive. And she started making developmental goals. She started crawling. She started reaching for things, making eye contact with me, doing things that I didn't know if she would ever do. And so later on, she would be diagnosed with a rare genetic disease. She was one of the first 20 in the world with it. So lucky us. Wow. It's called Bosch-Boonster-Schaef optic atrophy syndrome. They couldn't just use one of those doctors' names. They'd use all of them. But she, now that's what all of those challenges were. She has epilepsy and OCD and autism and several visual impairments on top of the cortical visual impairment. But, in spite of those long list of diagnoses, at 12, she's doing amazing. She's in an essential skills class in Franklin Township. She's part of the recycling club. She, has friends at school. She goes to summer camp. She, is mobile. She's talks to me. I didn't know she'd ever say my name, and she now says it 20,000 times a day.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, Annie, We have Annie to walk into your life and changed everything, but it was hard to find her.
It was really hard to find her.
Even with all that we have here in central Indiana, all the medical world experts, and it was Annie.
It was Annie. Yeah, Annie. And she's still a great friend and was the director of VIPS and here in Indiana, started it with another mom who, couldn't find resources here in Indiana, and it just took the what was offered in Louisville, Kentucky for 30 some years and took those services and brought them here. And thank goodness they did, because I don't know where my family would be without them.
Yeah. You had to do some work, though.
I did.
You didn't let up. You were looking hard and high and low for somebody.
Yeah.
This is Meredith Howell, and she's filling in for Tina today, but we also wanted to know her story and what she does. And you got to tell me the time. I'm sorry, Candace.
Well, we're going to wrap up this segment here, but before we go, tell us how to get in touch with VIPS so we can go ahead and get that out there.
Sure. So you can go to the website. It's www.vips.org, or you can call toll free 888-824-2197.
888-824-2197.
Correct.
All right. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every Sunday to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit caregivercrossingradio.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about Caregiver Crossing and caregiver support services in the community, and much more. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after this.
You know, I like to stop. I like to stop my fingers to the music. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming back here with us on Caregiver Crossing. We're with you for a few more minutes. Terry Stacy, along with Candace Hadabaugh. Tina is out today. Meredith Howell is... Did I just call you by the right name? Yeah. I did. Meredith Howell. Oh boy. Meredith Howell is here, Director of Development with VIPS, and she has a beautiful child, 2 children. One is Lola, and that's really where... Lola's what led you here to VIPS.
Yes.
And we were just talking about this. Does she have any sight at all? What can she see?
Well, they say it's like looking through a kaleidoscope or looking through Swiss cheese. I mean, no one can really give me a direct idea as to what it is. But, unfortunately, she has seizures in the occipital lobe of her brain where the vision takes place. So on top of it, she has like this double whammy that some days her vision is really, good. And other days, if she's had a seizure, she can have some setbacks with it. But I mean, she could walk in here and, if you had, I don't know, a piece of yellow taffy on the floor, she would be able to see it, as long as the complexity of the carpet isn't too much. But it's pretty miraculous what she can see.
It is amazing.
But she does still use a white cane when we're out in unfamiliar environments, and letting other people know she, looking at her, you wouldn't think she's visually impaired or that she has disabilities. She just gets along so well. But when she's in unfamiliar places, she often will trip or, fall on something, and then that's kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah. She's still visually impaired,
She's going to school.
Yeah.
She's doing everything all the other kids are doing.
Yeah.
But does she have bad days where she says, why me?
Oh, Lola doesn't have that full understanding, I don't think. She has frustrations, I think, like anyone else, where she says, I can't do it. Or, when she's trying to accomplish a task. But I don't think that she has that self-awareness of, that she is completely, that there are any differences between her and her peers.
She's 12. Does she think about what she wants to be?
I don't think so. She, she's globally delayed. So cognitively, I don't think she fully understands what that would be. But I know there are places like Bosma Enterprises
Absolutely.
for the blind. And
there are so much there are opportunities now, probably more than ever. And when she becomes an adult, maybe even more opportunities for her that allows young people to dream.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have big dreams for her. So she can't live with me forever. She's got to go out and get a job and get live perhaps in a group home or, whatever that might look like for her.
Absolutely.
But, my husband and I need to just be married again.
So Meredith, tell us about VIPS. I'm glad you were able to connect with them. Tell us about their services.
Yeah. So VIPS is an amazing organization. We have teachers of blind and low vision and early interventionists and that have this vision specific training. They go into the homes or they provide virtual visits to these children that have vision loss that's impacting their learning or development. So they're not children that a set of glasses is going to, suddenly help. They have perhaps other challenges. About 85% of the kids we serve have additional disabilities. So in addition to their visual impairment, but we provide a whole array of services, not only in the home, but we have our parent empowerment program. We have an annual parent retreat. We have a wonderful family resource center that we built off of East Washington and Southeastern near downtown Indy. If you ever want to come off site and tour, it's amazing. Yeah. It's got a sensory garden and a sensory room, lending library with braille writers and light boxes and adaptive technology and just anything that, a place where families can go and just let their guard down and know that, we understand what it's like for them going through having a child who's visually impaired, and we're there to support them. So VIPS is definitely more than just the services that we're providing in the home or virtually. I mean, we really try to wrap our arms around these families and let them know that, life will go on and that we'll help walk alongside them every step of the way.
So when is a good time for families to get connected with you?
As soon as there's a suspicion of a visual impairment. I would get, a lot of times mom will go to a pediatrician and say, I have this suspicion, and the pediatrician says it's nothing. And, but if there's suspicion of any type of, not making eye contact or not visually tracking or no visual reflex, things like that, then I would immediately, contact an eye care professional or contact visually impaired preschool services, because we definitely, the earlier we can start our services, the better. When children age out at 3, they go into the local preschool or school for the blind and visually impaired. And, during that transition, we really try to help them through that and let them know that once they're a VIPS family, they're always a VIPS family.
I love that.
And that's why they can't get rid of me.
And the thing is, you trust yourself because you knew it immediately when the first moment that you put that child on your chest, you knew.
Yeah. I kind of look back at that and it just following that instinct from the very beginning. That's, my greatest piece of advice to parents is to follow that instinct, be the advocate. If you're not the advocate for your child, then who will be, And so I think that's a critical piece of advice I could give is to, it doesn't matter if you make the whole room mad, you continue to speak up for your kid.
Yes.
VIPS.org. VIPS, VIPS.org, and do that right away. If you have any suspicion at all.
The phone number again, Meredith, is 888-824-2197, right?
That is correct.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for
You're
having
terrific.
me. Thank you.
Come back.
I would love to, especially when Gary is here.
Yeah. The Bachelor.
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
Golden
get
Bachelor.
All right, as we wrap up the show for the week, we want to remind everyone to nominate that deserving caregiver in your life. You can send nominations to tina@joyshouse.org. Also a reminder that Joy's House will be hosting 2 vaccine clinics in September on the 18th and the 19th. Give me a call at 317-254-0828, and I can give you more details on that. Let's see. Next week, join us. We will be hosting Mike LeMaic. I think I'm saying that right, from Global Fund. He'll be joining us to talk about wills and trusts and all of those things that are important for estate planning. All right. As we close, we want to thank Cardon and Associates with 20 communities owned, operated, and managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. All right. Until next week, take good care of each other.